Joining us
you very much,
now,
Larry. John.
two of our favorite senators, Bill Hagerty of Tennessee, Mr. Kevin Cramer of North Dakota. Gentlemen, thank you. Kevin Cramer, I'll tell you, you've heard we've done nothing but criticize, trash China. They lie, they cheat, they steal. They're in trouble. The Xi dictatorship may be in a lot of trouble. And as John Carney of Breitbart just mentioned, you know what? Trump may be doing all these American businesses a big favor. Get out of China, okay? As soon as you can, get out of China. Not only will you avoid the tariff, but you'll avoid an unstable, terrible economy being wrecked by a dictator, Kevin Cramer. What you make of this story?
Well, what I make of it, Larry, is that you can have a controlled economy that can disguise bad news for a while, but it can't disguise it forever. And even if you're the emperor for life, 1.4 billion frustrated constituents is a bad, bad omen. And so I think Secretary Bessent and Ambassador Greer are going to Switzerland this weekend with a pretty good hand, to be honest. And I think the timing couldn't be better.
Senator Hagerty, you were with us on the China trade team way back in the first term. And you know they double-crossed us on fentanyl. They double-crossed us on every single major item in that so-called Phase 1 deal. Why won't they double-cross us again? I mean, I'm perfectly happy to see Scott Bessent talking to them. So what? They're going to double-cross us again, Senator Hagerty.
Larry, I'm completely with you. We saw it happen. I remember being on the phone with you during the 2018 G20 when Xi pledged to President Trump he'd stop fentanyl flowing in the United States. Of course he didn't do it. If you think about the $200 billion worth of goods they promised to buy from us in the Phase 1 deal, you were there, you architected this, and they fell through on that too. So there's going to be a lot more proof required here, and I think Secretary Bessent, Ambassador Greer are going to be very focused on making certain that whatever the Chinese agree to, that they're going to be ascertainable goals, they're going to be goals that have to be met, and I sure as hell wouldn't be leading with any sort of forgiveness or easing until we see performance from China.
Yeah, Mr. Trump is right. No tariff cutting right now. Senator Cramer, I don't know, given the history here where China does not adhere to these deals, I don't know. I mean, okay, go ahead, take the top tariff down from 145 to 100 or something, 50 or 70, I don't care. But I don't know how you make a deal. I honestly do not know how you make a deal. And what's worse is Xi and his gangsters over there, they're more corrupt and they're going to do more lying and more double crossing.
Well, this is why our friend Bob Lighthizer often referenced the use of strategic decoupling. It was a kind way of saying when it comes to critical supply chains, we simply have to relieve ourselves of our dependency on China. That said, this is also why bilateral deals are so important to Donald Trump, because with a bilateral deal rather than a multinational trade deal, the enforcer is Donald Trump. It's the United States of America. If they don't meet the conditions of the deal, then the deal falls apart. You don't have to go to a third-party court where you have to have appeals and all kinds of things, and where the court's probably not friendly to us anyway. So this is why I think Donald Trump's strategy is going to work so well. It's, again, the timing could not be better.
Senator Hagerty, Newt Gingrich was on at the top of the show and remarked, and I get your take on it. We're surrounding China, so we have no hopes for China. But India, Vietnam, Korea perhaps, Taiwan certainly, Malaysia, Cambodia, we're surrounding China. They'll become allies, and hopefully they'll become trade allies. Now, you're a foreign policy expert, Senator Hagerty. Does that make sense? We're surrounding China here.
It completely makes sense. And if you think about it, these partners want to extend and deepen their economic relationships with us, Larry. And our economic relationship has to do with security as much as it does our economies. And the stronger our economic ties, I think the better the opportunity is for us to lock arms from an economic and national security standpoint, and China's going to see the writing on the walls. They're going to be left out here. And if you think about the high standard digital trade agreement that we negotiated with Japan in the last administration, you were part of that team, that's precisely the type of agreement that China could never abide by with companies like Huawei and contaminated systems like this. So we're in a position right now like we've never been before. I couldn't agree with you more, Kevin. I think that Secretary Bessent and Ambassador Greer have a very strong hand to play as they walk into this. And I'll just add one more thing, Larry. What a contrast compared to the previous administration that flew 4 cabinet secretaries over. Psilocybin mushrooms were on the menu, just begging Xi to come to San Francisco for a meeting. Things have definitely changed under President Trump, and for the good.
Well, Mr. Trump's got the whip hand. We like that. Okay. Senator Bill Hagerty, Senator Kevin Cramer, thank you, gentlemen. We are most grateful for your helping out.